Welcome, everybody, to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. It's been a long time, Rick. We've had a little lull in the action. How you been?
And I'm doing good, buddy. Here's the thing. We might have had a little lull, but you know what? At the end of the day, you got to thank the viewers listening out there for giving us
Oh,
your most precious commodity, man, your time to tune in. Last time we checked, top 3% of all podcasts globally, and guys, we could have done it without you. However, we still need your support. Pass the word on to your friends, family, coworkers, whoever. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, leave us that some type of review. I don't care if it's a thumbs up emoji. However, I did find out from the guys on Working Dog Radio, you can't put an eggplant. So don't be trying to be smart on that one. Doesn't work. Leave us those good, 5-star ratings, review something and just help us beat that algorithm. But yeah, man, always great to be on the show with you, buddy.
yeah, buddy. I tell you what, if you guys, I know you've been waiting for an episode to come out, but the fact of the matter is the content has been ramped up, and Rick knows what I'm talking about. You got to go to the Patreon page.
Yeah.
You got to hit the Patreon page and you got to join. Go ahead and go to patreon.com/on the range podcast. If you want exclusive content, which is most of what we've been doing, if you want training tips, if you want the early access to all the video shows and the audio shows, go to www.patreon.com/on the range podcast. Sign up. Even if you sign up for the lower tier, you're going to get a lot of great content. Some of it's free, but in order to get the good stuff, you got to sign up and become one of the members of the Patreon crew. And what a great crew it is. You also have personal interaction with Rick and I, and those are a lot of fun. We got a Zoom call coming up here shortly. Certainly looking forward to that. But we also want to bring something to your attention. I'm wearing one right now. Everybody that knows us, we are T-shirt guys. We are T-shirt guys at On the Range Podcast, and we have found our new go-to T-shirts, and that's the T-shirts from True Classic Tees. They're unbelievable. You talk about a good fitting T-shirt, it's good. You're going to love them. The shoulders make you look, fit without being restrictive. There's a lot of movement room in the midsection without being baggy, and they're soft in all the colors. V-neck. I'm rocking the V-neck right now. They're unbelievable. I know that Rick likes them. I love them.
Got a good color selection. I am personally not a V-neck guy. That's just me. But no, good color, good fit, good feel. And so much so that, I'm not wearing mine because I launched them off to go to the silk screener to get, War HOGG logos on there. So,
Oh, yeah,
man. Excited to sit there and put the logos on and go from there, buddy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I am super impressed with them. The wife has said, I have never looked so good. So, guys, do yourself a favor. Get rid of those ill-fitting T-shirts. Your lady friends are going to love you for it. TrueClassicTees.com. Go check them out, man. They make great stuff. We were talking before production started, and I thought I saw everything. Now, we've talked about this topic many times on the range. And let me go ahead and throw this up. Here's the thing. When we talk about platforms and we talk about, you talk about it all the time about the attack on the Second Amendment. This to me, and you as well, if you want to expound on it, is not the Second Amendment, but just as great of a threat, if not worse.
Yeah, brother. So here's the thing. Rick's going to get on Rick's soapbox for a minute, right? So I was always, I guess earlier, if you want to say, 2A was always the big push because that was the attack, right? Everyone's always trying to take the guns. And when you sit there and go, the founding fathers, right? I always, even myself, I was like, man, why didn't they make 2-1 and 1-2? Dude, I understand why now. Because what you're starting to see is they're not successful on attacking 2. So we're going to go straight for 1. And think about it. If I can basically cut your tongue out of your mouth, you can't say anything. So you can't get smarter people, can't educate with people, you can't even debate with people. So when you have somewhere like San Diego County Board is sitting there trying to pass some type of rule for San Diego County that now, quote unquote, misinformation when it comes to the China virus, really?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, have you ever loving lost your mind, people?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, anyone that's come up with this word misinformation, to me, that's a Zuckerbergism, right? We never heard of misinformation. So for some of us that have been around for, I won't say pandemics, but those of us that lived in the 80s when the AIDS crisis first spiked, dude, there was so much misinformation going around on that. Did anyone stop? Did anyone attack 2A? Did anyone do whatever? Nope. It was, hey, man, you had to do your education to find out, all right, what's the deal with this thing and how do you protect it? And, oh, by the way, if you wound up getting AIDS back in the day, death was imminent, you know, could be soon, could be long. I mean, but it was a very um, fatal disease, and here's the deal. We're at something here that has a very high survivability rate. Yet all of a sudden, whoever this magical puppet master is that misinformation on medical stuff. Hey, dude, I look this way. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to do their research. But for, the San Diego board to sit there and go, you know, as they put in quotes, health misinformation on a public health crisis. Okay, well, couldn't we dub anything a public health crisis? Here's one for you, people. Quit sucking down all them cheeseburgers at McDonald's and go and get you some good fuel in your body, huh? We won't discuss that one, but could we
Yeah.
not say that's a public health crisis? So it just it kills me that we pick and choose what we want to jump on board with. And again, they're trying to enact measures to try to combat posts that counter the county's official position on coronavirus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The county can say whatever they want. I'm still an individual. And the last time I checked, I can say whatever I want because that's the freedom that our service members that have paid blood and have served give us that, right? So, like I
Yeah.
used to tell my kids, hey, man, enjoy that blanket of freedom that I've, sewn for you. Uh, but here's the thing, don't take it lightly. So, I don't care what the counties, you're telling me that San Diego County, I can't say anything against them. So I can't, as a parent, go to the school board, regardless what the county status is, and go, hey, man, I don't think my child should wear a mask because maybe he's got asthma, it's causing him respiratory distress, or hey, man, it's causing him anxiety, or whatever I want. You want to take that from me? So here's the deal, San Diego County. You guys have ever loving lost your mind. What they're saying is trying to combat and I guess posts, and I guess it's on social is I guess where they're trying to target. The
Yeah.
article's not 100% clear, but here's the thing. Number one, the San Diego board's got zero input on that because we've talked about this before. The problem with big tech is when you look at it, big tech wants it both ways, and big tech can't get it both ways. And I wish, not that I'm big to see the federal government inject in certain things, but they need to inject in this one. I got it. Zuckerberg's he's basically an advertising agency. If anyone thinks he's doing something different, you're a fool, because that's what he is. He's advertising. Okay, cool. You allow me to put posts up there with my opinions, which go Google, if you want to say Google or look up or whatever your choice of research is, Section 230. Yes, it allows these platforms to basically not be held responsible for things that are said on their platform. Okay. So when they start
Which,
coming
by
in
the
and
way, in
expect,
most cases, I agree with. I do.
no, what
Yeah.
100%.
Correct.
You should have, here's the thing, right? Number one, I think everyone knows I'm not a big techie guy, right? I don't like the whole institution. However, it's where we're at. I'm perfectly fine with them. You do a live feed, I got it. Put your 20-second time in there. So if somebody's going to commit some grotesque crime, it's not televised out there. I understand that, right? But here's the thing. Big tech's hypocritical. So they'll sit there and they'll want 230 protection, but they want to be editors as well, but they won't sit there and look at they don't even know their own rules. So prime example, um, put a post up, it was either on mine or Duke's page. That was Duke's page when the whole Teutonic distillery in honor of Duke of Bourbon was going out. And they basically pulled the post going, you can't sell alcohol. It's like, hey, dummy, what part of the distributor don't you see or don't you understand? You know, but you sit there and hear all these horror stories of things that's going on. We've all seen these stupid solicitations that come across. There's more bot robots running out there than you can shake a stick out. But again, these platforms do nothing to that. The only thing they care about is, hey, give me your money so that I can boost your posts because I'm an advertising agency. And I think once people understand that, but here's the thing, it goes back to people are trying to restrict your very freedom of being able to say what you want. Hey, man, San Diego, beat it. Hey, personally, I wish, I wish all the big tech platforms would go away. I think we would be better off, to be honest with you.
It's going to be very interesting watching that. And, the headline, I don't like the way liberal dominated. I mean, I get that, but I mean, it doesn't make any difference who's doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's a San Diego County board. This is on foxnews.com, by the way. Board floats COVID declaration. Conservative critics say impeach free speech. And what they're talking about, and down here, which is the first point is, to me, that just sticks out to me, that health misinformation, a public health crisis. They are calling words a public health crisis. No, they're just words, right?
Exactly.
The second thing that it really jumps out at me is posts. So you know exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about an individual's ability to touch thousands, even millions of people with one little magic box they got in their hand, right?
Yep.
And that, to me, really kind of sets this apart about how the social media platforms for an individual or for a group of people is powerful, and they know it. So they're going right after it. And then the last thing, I'm sorry, Rick, just to get this out of here, and then I want to hear your comments on this, is to combat posts that counter the county's official position. Oh, you mean debate or another opinion? That's exactly it is right out there. And then to sum all this up, it is right out there in front of everybody, in front of the world. They don't care anymore. This is exactly what they're trying to do. They don't want someone with a good point that challenges what they're saying. They don't want that getting out to anybody. And you and I and all of our listeners are smart people, and Americans are smart people. They have the ability, and they know this. Hey, man, 2 + 3 does not equal 4. I'm going to pass, right? Well, they don't want that. They want you to do, this is all about control, period.
That's all it is, Mark, right?
And that's all it is.
So you've seen a couple of things. Number one, you've seen, you do anything that's even slightly China virus related, you're getting some COVID information.
Click here for COVID and all that. Information or whatever.
Right. Yeah. But here's the bottom point. And I'm going to change venues here for a second so people understand this is a hypothetical. I am not, because I don't know California law, but I do know North Carolina law. And in the state of North Carolina, I'll tell you this, North Carolina General Statute 14-12.8 says it is illegal to wear face covering in public. Okay. That's state legislation. Yet we have a governor that thinks he can put an executive order in there to change that. Well, if you felt so strongly there, Governor Cooper, why don't you go to legislation and change the legislation that's on the laws?
I'll tell you right now, because it won't pass.
Well, but this is the part that bothers me, right? So let's just say this was in North Carolina, and I went to, let's just say hypothetically, we got the San Diego County here in North Carolina. And I went up to that board and I said, board members, do you know that it's illegal to wear face covering in public due to, this general statute? Or I put that post up there. Hey, my fellow, in my case, North Carolinians, but California, whatever. Hey, man, here's the law. I just want to make you aware. And yes, it counters. So I'm in direct kind counteration, if you want to say, of what the governor's got to say. Yeah, because he's wrong.
Mhm.
This is the part you don't arbitrarily get to pull out these wild cards and change legislation. That's the part that people need to understand. I don't care if you want to say public health crisis. I don't care, whatever. Okay, if you feel that strongly, trust me. If you feel that strongly, the legislation should feel that strongly, and they should easily go, "Yeah, cool, makes perfect sense. Let's change the law." Bam, here
Yeah.
we go. But nobody. Why is nobody going to legislation? Here's the other thing. Why is my legislators not even brought it up? Hey, governor, you're stepping out of your lane.
Yeah.
That's, do they even know? I don't know. But that's the scarier part, is when you look at our amazing country, whether it's the federal level, state level, local level, there's things called checks and balances. But
Yeah.
somewhere they're falling apart.
Yeah.
And that's the part, brother, that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Is, so if San Diego County wants to go, hey, if I go against their policies, really? What if their policies are wrong? What if they sit there and go, let's just go hypothetically, um, they go, hey, you can wear a piece of cotton over your face, and I don't know, I'm a microbiologist, and I go, no, the particles are this size, so you should really wear this pro mask, familiar to what we're used to, or something more heavy duty. Oh, you're telling me I can't put out that information? I
Well,
mean,
what they're going to do is they're just going to catch it in midstream, and they're going to either take it off immediately, which they already do, by the way,
mhm.
or you're going to get charged if you continue to do it. You know what? I didn't
But
dive deep enough into the
charge with
weeds.
charge with what though?
Well, I guess with this new charter.
Yeah, but see, again, I had to hear that here. So you go into places and
Mm,
people are like, you don't have your mask on. We're going to get fined. I'm like, by who? Who is
yeah.
going to fine you? Because trust me, how can I find somebody that actually is against the law?
Yeah.
Because the legislation says you can't wear this face covering in public. So how can you, who's going to come along and charge you? And it's just, I hate to
Right.
say it,
There's
you,
no law exists.
no. And that's my
Yeah.
whole point.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess here's the deal. Now San Diego County is going to come in and just totally rip out the First Amendment
Yeah.
and not have their citizens be able to say what they want. Had they lost their mind, people?
They're just trying to save lives, Rick. They're trying to save lives. Yeah. They're
Okay.
trying to gain
So,
control.
here's the thing. If we want to save lives, if we're truly that way, right? Why are we not shutting down the fast food industry?
Exactly.
I'm asking. Heart
I and
disease,
I
heart disease burns people
yeah.
down in this country like nobody's business. We don't bat an eye.
Yeah.
Not
You know,
an
the
eye.
funny thing about that, you made a great point about the laws, about there's no
Mhm,
laws exist and all this other stuff. Well, here's the thing that people are like, what you're kind of hinting on or forgetting. These are not laws. The state of emergency is over, which lasted way too long, by the way. And there's laws
mhm,
against that somehow that every governor in the land counteracted. But there was a lawsuit or an injunction that was filed against the governor of Kentucky,
mhm,
Brashear. And the injunction was for the legislation who had just passed a law saying that the governor could not make any mandates about wearing masks in schools.
mhm.
And the injunction was reversed or denied by a judge. He said, look, this is, and thank goodness for this. And I hope that other judges start to follow suit. All they got to do is follow the law, whether you like it or not, just follow the law and you're going to look like a superstar because
Yeah.
number one, that's what you're supposed to do there, judge. But
Mhm,
what they said is, hey, look, this is a legally voted in law
mhm.
by elected representatives. And that's it. I'm not going to overturn it. And that's what we need more of. That's all you got to do is just start following the law.
Yeah,
And a lot of
and
this stuff will stop.
that's it. And here's the thing, right? We, the people, need to be more proactive, I believe, at the lower, municipality and state level. So
Yeah.
trust me, you want to get involved at the federal level, right? And I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. However, I wonder how many North Carolinians know that what the governor's telling them is actually incorrect.
Yeah.
The governor does not get executive privilege mandates or whatever you want to say.
No.
When there's legislation on the books.
Yeah.
Okay. That I just need my fellow Americans to sit there and go, hey, Gov, check it out. Or hey, legislation, why aren't we putting him in check? Or why
Yeah.
isn't somebody making something clear? So it goes back to now, if I have a face covering on and I'm carrying a firearm, that's a felonish, crime right there. But we're going to sit there and go, well, it's a different time. Well, if it's different, then change the rules.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't and I had my face covered, you'd sit there and put silver bracelets on me and charge me with a felony. So
Yep.
I don't understand the madness, and I don't understand all this attack on the first man. And I'm gonna tell you, I had an aha moment. I think it was earlier this year. I was doing a podcast on a very 2A pro platform, and it was after that was my aha moment. It was like, it's not about the second man.
No.
That the rules have all changed, and if I can basically stop everybody from having an opinion, because let's face it, that's the beauty with this country. I can have an opinion for whatever I want.
Yeah.
And when you pull that plug, dude, we're walking a very, very fine line, where you're seeing infringements on liberties, man. I mean, there's no way to sit there and tell people, hey, man, you can't say that. Really?
Yeah.
I got it. You can't yell fire in the theater and stuff like that, but come on, dude.
Yeah.
But when it comes to all this stuff, people should be able to have their opinion. They should be able to say what they want and quit being hypocritical, because we look at obesity, heart disease, everything else in this country, diabetes, everything else. That's all poor fitness, diet related, and we don't bat an eye.
Yeah, I hope our brothers and sisters out there in San Diego really take a good look at that and see what's really at stake. And, we pointed out just a couple of things, but we couldn't even get past the first paragraph before we saw red flags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be, like you said, man, they've got to get involved and work that system.
They have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, you want to talk about working the system. These guys over at Battle Brothers Shaving Company have done just that. They have worked over these razors. It's not even like anything you've ever seen. The only thing I can say is it is badass. And all the beard care, man, I tell you, you're looking good, buddy.
Man, I'm telling you, nice and soft, feeling good, smells good.
Yeah. You know what? As soon as you get those T-shirts back and you throw on that beard oil, man.
I'm gonna need that bullwhip to keep mama back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely, guys. Go to battlebrothers.com and use promo code OnTheRange15 and save yourself 15% on your total purchase. Andrew Wyson, the fam out there, do a great job. A lot of outreach goes on with every purchase. So go check them out and use that double-edged razor, not like the old disposable throwaways. This is like something that my grandfather and my dad used. So it's a heck of a shave. Treat yourself, man. It's like going to the old school barbershop and the wet towel business. He's got all that stuff, and there's videos that you can look on how to use it. So it's a great product. We absolutely love those guys over there. We love Battle Brothers Shaving.
Yeah, buddy.
So.